Let's see. Uh, so I'm assuming it was a pretty quiet last Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Hannah's alive, kinda.
Hi. Can you guys? Okay, good.
What's wrong? I can.
Oh.
I can.
Hmm?
You sound a little different. I don't know if it's.
Well, you know how I said I have a set of wireless things, but I hate them?
Like, are they actually wireless headphones or are they wireless earbuds?
They're wireless earbuds.
Mmm.
Yeet. But I kind of was starting to make myself dinner and then had to go to the bathroom and got distracted. And so I should probably finish making myself food.
Probably, yeah. That might be a good idea.
Mhm.
All right. Solo cameraman today.
Yeah.
But all right. I'm just slowly getting in. What is this? Okay. What's this? Cody, what's this data sync thing?
Is that an error?
Nope. It is an actual box that isn't an error. It says, "Would you?" It's asking me, "Would you like to sync your current account with the saved settings?"
Say yes.
All right, I'll hit yes. Okay, something else I
Apparently
wasn't
that's
supposed
something in the new Foundry.
to. Okay, I was like, neat.
I think what it does, I believe, is it creates a cache on your local machine.
It might speed things up when
Yes.
yeah. So I do have a few questions while we're here.
Uh-huh.
So how do we want work? Okay, so I'm gonna be a member of the Wardens of Arcane Fire. I guess what is this group like? I'm assuming a bunch of mages of sorts, but like, are they secretive? Are they, like, what's their nature? Obviously to protect, but
Um.
or have you not gotten that far with them yet?
So, I have an idea.
Uh
Um.
huh.
So, at your first meeting, um, they're like minor illusionists. A couple of guys know how to use flash powder, but for the most part, none of them are truly have magic.
Uh huh.
Essentially, they're a bunch of nerds.
Right. So how does this work?
Well, you show up and you're like, and they're like, we have a roboto.
I think it might be some feedback from Hannah, slightly.
Oh,
I, Hannah, don't say anything. But you sound literally like a robot right now. Like, so I'm guessing your wireless earbuds have a certain amount of distance, and you're right at that edge. Cody, please tell me you're hearing this too. Oh my
oh yeah, oh yeah.
god. Okay, that's 1950s robot. Let's go with that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't understand what she's saying. So,
I'm getting bits and pieces right now. That was like, oh. Don't worry, Anna. You can explain when you get closer to your computer feature self.
Oh, that's
uh,
right. She was gonna go make food. Okay.
yeah. So so I walk in and I'm magic.
Yeah, and they're like, for like 5 seconds, they're going, "Ooh, you're gonna be a grand addition to our club."
Oh my god. And I'm going like, what do I do with y'all?
Yeah, and then
Oh
basically
wow.
they're like, "We must hunt down the fire god and destroy him."
I'm gonna need more details. Uh, yeah, Candace is sending text to us. uh,
Hey, it's not a first session without a little robot.
hmm Don't know when Dave's gonna show up. So yeah, I figured this was gonna be session 0 part 2. I think that was the initial plan.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be kind of it.
Yeah,
We
because
can
there's
start a little bit.
yeah, but yeah, because I saw I have like okay, so I guess the first question is, do they actually become something?
Uh, so initially they were thinking they needed to destroy
Yeah.
the fire god, and then they're like, "Oh wait, it would be cool to have fire powers." So then they're like, "Well, maybe we should start the fire god fan club." Like I
Oh my
said,
gosh.
they're nerds.
Okay. So the question is, so would they be the ones that would give actually finally give? Because as of right now, in terms of backstory, uh, like in terms of backstory, before like getting to the Wardens of Arcane Fire,
Mm-hmm.
I have I have Fu, only have his last name Corbu, because I figured the Platypus Man was not gonna be like, I'm gonna call you I'm gonna call you the same thing as the giant kin were calling. What were they called? I forgot. What were they called? I have them in my notes.
Grug and
Uh,
Groog.
Grog and Grug. He's like, I'm not gonna call you Burnt Face.
No, somebody already has the name Burnt Face.
Yeah, he's. And also I figure he'd be like, there's so much inappropriateness to this. So
Uh,
I have Zephyr giving me the name Corbu, and I was trying to figure out who's got to give me the name Fu. And I was thinking the Wardens of the Arcane Fire might be that,
sure.
but I don't know if they are that would work, considering their nature right now.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you're like I don't know.
I have to think about
So
that
in
one
terms
for
of the
later.
fire god, did he even know who the fire god they want to now worship is?
No, they do not.
Okay. I feel like I'm a member, and unless they start developing warlock powers, I feel like I'm gonna be the cool one in this really nerdy group. So let me grab, let me
Look
add
under your
that.
carrot top.
Uh, so I have joined the Wardens of Arcane
There's
Fire. Go ahead, sorry.
so there is something that I will bring up is the nerds are the ones that you meet initially.
Hmm.
The club was actually started by a true wizard
Right.
who is elderly.
Uh huh.
And you find out this out in like the third meeting.
Right.
He generally doesn't attend because, well, it's hard for him to get around anymore.
Right.
But
So,
of note, he does have a pair of hero grins, which are a cross between a nightmare and a regular horse.
Oh, sorry.
gotcha.
I thought that was canceled with Wade gone.
We're
Yep.
just doing more
We're,
talking about the next campaign.
Hey, non-robot.
yeah, we can do a little bit here. We'll we can do some of the interaction here without Wade. So
Alrighty.
that it depends on how far we get with some of the other stuff tonight.
Yeah.
And I
No.
suspect maybe Dave was thinking the same thing.
What's
Alrighty.
that? I just got here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. You know.
I thinking the same thing. What do you mean?
Oh, Ben was thinking we were canceled since Wade
Oh,
wasn't.
no, I
Okay.
just everything is going super slow today.
No, that's fine. I was actually 5 minutes late myself because I wasn't paying attention to the time, and 30 minutes like evaporated.
Yeah. See, I was the first one on, and that was after I said I'm gonna be a little late.
I saw nobody was on and went, I've got time to do other things.
Like make dinner.
Yes.
What'd you make me for dinner?
Oh, it isn't cooperating now.
You still haven't told me what you made me for dinner.
Oh.
So
Okay.
kind of continuing on, Tony. So they were founded by a, was he a powerful wizard or was he like an average wizard? This is
You suspect he's a powerful wizard.
but really old.
Yeah. And his idea is he would get wizards in training to kind of follow his same path, and he would pass on stuff. But
Right.
what he wound up with was a bunch of nerds. So
Nerd.
There we go.
yeah, he kind of stopped attending meetings, except to collect their monthly
Dues?
dues.
Oh.
It done. Can you import my familiar?
Nom, nom, nom.
You need just the image.
I mean, you're gonna import the full creature because it's gonna have statistics. So
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so-
I know we agreed on something. I just don't remember what it was.
the Tresem.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So at this. Okay, so let's see. As you're thinking about that, I'm trying to. When would I? What year would this have happened? Me joining the nerd club.
Probably sophomore year.
Why
So,
did you join
year
the
two.
nerd club and I didn't? I'm a wizard.
Well, it depends how
Let's see.
how you feel about people that really can't do magic. They're super
Oh.
smart, but they can't really do magic.
That kind of nerd club.
Yeah.
So you're the out crowd. I'm the in crowd nerd club.
How do you spell that critter's name?
I think it's like TRESSYM. I think.
Okay, why is it not coming up?
I could be spelling it wrong. It's the flying cat.
Oh, you got the Gale cat.
Yeah. Yeah. TRESSYM.
Okay.
The idea, though, is, and I figured since it's a better version of familiar, it's the only familiar I can summon. I can't change it.
Okay.
All right, so I got joined in was, you know what? Not joined. Made he was made a member.
Why? You can't do magic?
Oh, no, I can do magic.
Then you don't belong in that nerd club, man.
See, but a lot of people are kind of racist towards me.
Let's see.
When I ask who has more problems with society, the Hobgoblin or the Shardakai, Tony said the Shardakai.
I should have taken some limbs.
Just the third leg. Just the third leg.
Oh, it wouldn't be my.
Yeah, I should take the third leg. You're right. I might have taken the third leg.
She has like a bag full of third legs.
Eric, don't tempt me.
I mean, that's more
Back-
fun than a bag of dicks.
I will write that into my backstory, Eric.
Along with the turnip incident.
Yes, well, I'm never. I have no intention of ever explaining what the turnip incident is.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Cancel. Okay, I have it in as a creature now. How do I get it over to you so you can control it?
Just right click on it and go to permissions and set me as the owner.
Oh, configure ownership. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Dave. Owner. Save changes.
I'll see it. I might give you a different picture at some point, and I'm definitely going to change its name
That's
because
fine.
he'll have a name.
I made you
Oh,
owner it, so.
Yep,
Yeah.
awesome.
All right. So, I guess next thing, have I met this wizard, Tony, yet? Or by the time graduation happens?
By the time graduation happens, yes, you've met him 20 or 30 times.
He's like, wait, so because I showed up and go like, so
Yes.
what happened? And what happened? He goes, you have magic.
Yep.
Oh my god.
So he
So-
is where he is your source for any fire related lore and items.
All right. So, what's his name? Or have you got that yet?
His name is Munger.
Munger. M-O or M-U?
M-U.
Munger. So I definitely have a rapport with him. So, he's not taken aback with being a Shardakai.
No, he basically has two bastard offspring of what are the fire horses?
Oh, nightmares. Yeah.
So yeah, no. He actually created these. He's been selling them, by the way, to the Gith.
The fire horses.
Hierogrin.
So let's see. He has all lore and items. Has all knowledge of fire related things and sells fire items. Is what you said, right?
Pretty much, yeah. And for some reason, he is not telling you who burnt your face.
Oh, well, he goes, wait, I know who burnt your face. Because I don't know if my character would have thought to ask if he knew who burnt my face.
Nope, he won't even mention it in passing.
Yeah.
So you might know that he knows, but your character would not.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I don't know if in his elderliness, he might accidentally let it slip. Like, not the name, but like, oh, I know who did that to you. Whoops.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
So he's elderly but not going senile. Gotcha.
Because the guy that burnt your face is actually nuts,
Hmm.
and nothing worse than a nuts god.
Yep.
That's good. All right.
You just say it's a
Temple.
nuts god.
I did.
A crazy god.
Sort of like a, well,
I mean, shouldn't there be a god of nuts?
Well, okay, so well, we now know who gives my character his name. Oh, I thought something nerdy stupid. so so all these nerds are how do they care if how much do they care that I actually have magical powers? And
um,
Munger actually talks to me.
so over the 2 years that you've been a member,
Mm-hmm.
they care a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in fact, they care enough that at some point they start asking you for introductions to Zephyr and Dave Zelliger.
Munger,
Yeah.
Munger, and what is your character's name? Uh,
Who?
Lord Hill or Lord Thill?
Lorthil.
Lord Thill. All right.
So,
So they keep trying to ask about Lord Thill as time goes by.
And
Wait.
Zephyr.
Who's asking? Who's asking about me?
uh,
A
the
bunch of,
nerds of the
yeah.
Wardens of Arcane Fire.
Ones of Arcane Fire. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. Are they the type of nerds that they try to give out really cool nicknames, but kind of fall flat?
Yeah. But they are
uh,
good at finding stuff for you.
yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna give my. They're gonna call me. They're gonna have a nickname for me. I'm gonna hate it, at least for now. uh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I'll cross these nicknames with you in a little bit
Yeah.
because I think it'll be like, are they those type of people? And you're like, yes. And I'm like, here we go. Let's make it awkward for my character.
What's up, F bomb?
Let's see. So Munger finally gives Fu their first name, and yeah. Oh, and you said they're really good at finding things.
Yeah. Well, most of them are. Um, actually, the bulk of them are halflings.
We're talking they're good at finding out like info and
Stuff.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily getting them, but finding where they're at.
Yeah.
I have a funny feeling they can get them. They can get the items if it's not super dangerous.
There,
Otherwise, it's like it's over here.
yeah. There are a couple of fairies. There are a couple of lowborn Eldrin. Hang on a minute, guys. Hello?
All right.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
All right.
Sorry, folks.
You're good. Everything okay?
Yeah. Yeah. My wife just noticed something and had to tell me. It's like, okay. They put so the building we live in, they put in door stops that have little hooks on them. So when people move in, instead of propping the door open with something, they can actually hook the door onto these stops. The problem
Right.
is they're difficult to see at night, and they stick up only like an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch out of concrete. So people trip over them.
I was about to say that's a tripping hazard.
Yep. So anyway, where were we? We were talking food, the nerds, their halflings.
Oh yeah, I need to add that. Thank you.
There,
Most of them are they're
there,
mostly halflings.
yeah, there's a couple of fairies. Um, you do find out that at least one of them has made the comment of, "Don't ever tell the tree people uh, that we belong to a fire club."
Don't troll the tree people. You belong to a fire club because for tree people, fire bad.
Yeah, yeah. And when he reports this little factoid to you guys, he
Who?
looks severely beaten up. So
The the I'm assuming we're gonna go with a halfling.
stop,
Are you not using them? Because I'll put them out in the kitchen.
stop. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Oh, who got beat up? I'm assuming like one of the halflings.
Yeah, who was reporting to not divulge that you belong to a fire club to the tree people. There was a price to pay. So
All right, let me more info. Um. So it's the fire. Are they part? Are they under super secret double probation?
oh no, they were out in the wilderness and got the crap beat out of them
Mm.
because they made the mistake of introducing themselves as a member of your little fire cult.
A lot of these people are gonna become warlocks. I can foresee it. Or clerics.
Or
Ah,
fertilizer.
Hmm.
fertilizer.
Yeah, this is basically what's got to go there. It's just like, oh, well, either either you're strong enough or wise enough to become a warlock or a cleric, or you're dead.
Worm food.
What about druids?
That's the main thing I needed. Does anyone else have any questions for Tony? Because that was the main thing I needed in terms of info from you, Tony, at least currently.
Sure.
What? One of my abilities on my specialty item is I get to talk to spirits of the Fey realms. any recommendations on what when I should be asking?
Okay, so kind of back up on your question here. You're asking what you should be asking, or what and when?
Or it's more just a what information would I expect that they would know?
Okay, so um, you have learned a little bit, particularly here in
Oh, that's yeah, spectral whispers.
Yeah, in
Sorry.
Euroless, you hear whispers of betrayal. You would
Okay.
hear whispers of um, new creatures that are being born,
Okay.
creatures who have died. Um,
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
no, that's fine. Yeah, fair enough question. I mean, Um, and other what would be considered notable events by the Fae. Now,
All right.
sometimes notable events by the Fae don't always translate into what normal people would consider notable events.
Right.
Um, with some of those notable events are somebody's blink dog finally learned to catch a frisbee.
Yeah, that's understandable.
you know,
Uh,
um, you do hear whispers uh, of a pair of evil wizards who are apparently trying to gather up parts to build their own dragon so they can rule the Feywild. That's probably the single most significant whisper you'll
understandable.
hear.
Understood.
I need to
Thank you.
add. Tony, quick question: should I add that info, or should that Munger knows who did this to Fu, or should I just keep that out of my notes and stuff like that?
You can put it in your notes. That's fine.
Okay.
It's easier now than later. Trying to remember the names that I'm handing out.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, I was like, well, I mean, like I said, I kept Munger, but I'm going like, oh, should I keep that?
Yeah, no, that's all fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I guess there is one other notable whisper for you, Ben.
Uh-oh.
Sure. Sure.
So apparently there is a witch who has moved in to a swampy part of the Feywild and has taken up residence there. Um, that's not the part that the whispers find interesting. What they find interesting is apparently she has brought with her or invented a new type of magic powder called poultry powder.
Poultry powder.
And apparently, if it's blown on you, you turn
Oh,
into a chicken.
interesting.
which in some cases can have serious side effects, like somebody decides to pluck you and barbecue you.
Quite. Ah,
Or better yet, rotisserie style. Or if you happen to be a chicken long enough, when the sun rises, the roosters go out and you're compelled to go find a
oh,
rooster.
no chances that you're a rooster?
There is a 5% chance of you becoming a rooster.
Oh.
Of course, that also means you have the urge to lay eggs.
Or,
And the first couple of times
oh.
might be traumatic
Uh-huh.
experiences.
Uh-huh.
I want him to be. I want a percentage chance for him to turn into Foghorn Leghorn. I want that 1% chance.
1% chance that they're sentient and medium-sized?
So he can walk into a restaurant and go, I smell living herbs and spices.
Gotta get that country draw, that South Carolina draw.
Uh,
Something
I
kind
just
of
realized.
about a boy that don't play baseball.
All right, I got a picture for my familiar.
Okay.
I gotta think of a good name.
Oh, so Dave, have you fleshed out your character's like backstory or personality?
I have some stuff, but I want to clear it with Tony first and see how
Alright.
it fits into his ongoing lore.
Yeah, I got some stuff, but I need to ask Tony things too, I think. Plus, I need to talk with Wade.
There
Yep.
you go.
Can I
Wait.
be
Look
part
at
of
my
like a... Go ahead.
look at my little cat. He's on the map now.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Can I be part of a geography club trying to build a magic map that covers a small bit of the that actually maps a small bit of the Everwild?
Sure.
That sounds like fun, because I thought the Everwild's ever changing except for the cities.
So you want to be a cartographer?
I don't know. It's just me trying to think of what club would my character choose. I would think.
I mean, cartography is a useful skill when
But,
dealing with
I'm-
exploration. Reading maps, and the ability to make maps would be quite useful in a situation where we have to figure out where the hell we're going. There you are. Found the kitty.
maybe less in the Feywild, I thought. I lose track of what is true lore always.
It kind of depends on the realm of which area of the Feywild.
Alrighty.
Yeah, but yeah, some parts are very stagnant. Like they're basically like like the normal mortal plane, except like a drugged out hallucination. Other parts are shifting and changing. Kind of depends on what Tony has in mind for this current location.
Because one thing that my character's traveling for is to just know more of the Feywild. Possibly to just pick out a place to retire to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead, Hannah. Why don't we cover what you want? That's not
Okay.
dependent on Wade first.
Well, most of it is really because me and Wade both decided to be raised by stone giants independently.
Right.
So, like, I had a loose idea of possibly me having met the storm giant guy before, but I don't know if Wade was thinking about that, having that be the case for himself, or if that would even be possible.
Oh, it definitely would be possible.
Like, the storm giant guy being roughly in charge of the giants, so I would need his permission to be raised. But I don't know if that's where Wade was going with his backstory. Or not.
Well, you don't have to wait on Wade for that. That's a
Yeah.
you decision.
True. He could, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the other.
You're both found,
Sorry, go-
so
Yeah, true. So, yeah.
there's a certain part of that that's just going to happen no matter what.
Yeah. So,
Each of you
So
will
it's-
have spent at least a couple of years under the watchful eyes of a storm giant. And probably a storm giant clan.
well, I think both of us decided to be raised by stone giants.
Stone. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know if the storm giant guy has any authority over the stone giants.
Why stone did you choose if it's the storm giant or it's giant family?
The sword giant is a Fey lord,
Yeah.
arch Fey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I actually heard the correct spelling of his name, so I like have Norag or Norga.
Norag.
Norag, yeah.
Norag?
Norag.
Okay. So,
It's going to keep bugging me. Someone needs to fix that token.
What token?
The Corbu. I'm
Oh,
guessing.
you mean the double thing?
Yeah, that's bugging me. Someone needs to fix that. It's driving me nuts.
I don't think I can do that. That's a Tony thing.
You can do it. You can fix it.
How?
I believe in you.
How?
Open up your sheet. Click on your token in the top left. And then on the right-hand side, you should be able to modify it. You'll probably see you have a base token and then a frame on top of it.
Let's see. How do
I believe
Why is
in
there a
you.
triple now?
It's because every time you modify it, it adds a frame. What's happened is someone looked at it and then saved it with an extra frame in there. So now you have to go and remove the frames.
Cool.
yeah.
And
Nope.
you'll have to enable the editing up at the top.
Yeah.
Because normally
All right,
it's
so
disabled.
If you can't edit the right-hand side, like say it's the frames built into the image at this point, what you can do is remove it and then recopy over the other side and add a frame to it manually, and then you'll have the single frame picture again.
Okay, so let me delete this. Let's see. That didn't work. Let's try that again.
Oh.
Nope, that didn't work either.
Oh, I could make myself look like that too.
Well, okay.
You want me to just share my screen? I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, let's see here.
Yeah, I guess I'm going every time I mess, either it doesn't work or it completely deletes it. So.
All right, so you see it?
Hey, let me. There you are. And go live. Go live. Yeah,
No, I'm the one who went live.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, it wasn't letting me click. So click there. Yeah, go ahead. I'm in the token portion right now.
All right, do you see my screen? See how that's doing that?
Yeah.
just delete it all.
Uh huh.
Bring over the sheet again. Add a frame. Pick a frame. I'm gonna pick that kind, and then I can adjust it as I see fit.
Okay. Wow. Hmm.
And then you hit apply.
All right.
And now I have my new frame. It's real simple.
Yeah. Why are you fighting me? Let's see. Delete. All right. So
It might not let you delete the last one, but as soon as you bring your image back over, you can delete the whatever's left over.
All right. So show me how to bring the image over one more time. Oh,
There's a little picture of a portrait
Mhm.
on the buttons across the bottom on the right hand side.
Right.
Click it, and it'll bring your character artwork over to the left, to the right.
Why won't you let me click?
Do you have the modify check marked at the top right?
Yes, I do. It's checked.
Okay. You want to share your screen? So I can see what you're doing?
Let's do that. Go live.
By the way, Tony, I don't know if you want to do this yet, but they did a huge update for the D&D 5e system.
Okay.
It's the official one now. They added a lot of functionality that mods had. Okay, so go to the right.
Mhm.
Now go down to where it says add a frame. Go to the left of add a frame. All farther left, all the way to that one.
Yeah. Okay. I was clicking on the actual image. There you go. Thank you. And then
As you delete that little white background,
yeah,
and then you hit add a frame. Add a frame.
there it is. And then I get to choose a fun frame. Neat.
Yep.
It got some freaky ass frames.
Yep.
All right. Let me see. Well, thank you.
I would recommend nothing super bright because then it looks weird.
Yeah, I'm thinking I gotta go with red. I'm just gonna make. Which one did you pick? All right. Do we want to be uniformed frames or?
I don't know. That's yellow, not red. There you
Huh?
go. That's right. Well, you're looking at the yellow ones.
No, I'm doing red.
Okay. So now what you can do is if you go hover over your picture in the middle. If you use your mouse wheel, it'll zoom in and out on the picture, and if you left click and hold, you can drag it around.
There we go.
And now hit apply at the bottom. Like scroll down. Yeah, there, apply. And now what you probably need to do is delete that token and then pull yourself back out again.
Let's see. Yep. Aha.
There you go.
Thank you. But yeah, I was like, that's what I meant by uniform. Not necessarily the same color, but like.
Oh, I see. We chose the same image but different color.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, hey, it'll actually let me put the picture I wanted in.
This is neat. These are some good upgrades. Oh, excuse me. All right. So who else got questions for Tony?
Well, like I said, I was gonna send them to him in private. I just haven't done it yet.
I know me and Hannah need to talk some. I think me and Ben have talked a bit, saying that his character might not be too interested in my character.
A little bit of that, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, he's probably going to be kind of suspicious or, standoffish from you.
right.
Being a druid and you being part of a fire cult, those things generally aren't well received together.
Hey, for all you know, I'm going to go into the wildfire circle.
Well, that's possible.
No, well, I'm on the fire cult.
Okay.
I'm going like they're more like a D&D group.
Okay. That's what they are.
Well, none of them have magic except for me and the founder.
Uh huh.
And then they went from going from killing a fire god to, hey, maybe if we worship the fire god, we'll get fire.
Alrighty. So they're okay, so they're future clerics or warlocks.
Hmm.
That is their goal.
And I'm just laughing because, like I said, I never joined. I'm putting it, Tony, as I never joined. I was made a member.
What?
Like I walked in on the club because I don't know much about this, and I was made a member because I walked in.
Okay.
You should
That
watch.
whole cliche.
Yeah, you should watch What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Uh,
If you have
Oh.
seen that, you find out that the familiar is a direct descendant of Van Helsing.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. And that is why he's able to kill vampires with relative ease.
Yeah.
I could have myself, like, instead of getting adopted by the cloud giant, wind up. I don't know.
You do what you want to do.
I know. Well, part of the thing is I keep changing my mind about what I want to do in between becoming a giant foundling and being sent to the academy.
Right.
Yeah. So the question is, with Lorthil, how well does he know the rest of the group, or does he know the rest of the group, or what members does he know? Because we all know each other. It's just how familiar we are.
Well, it sounds like somebody's being sponsored by the Archmage Zephyr, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
I am, and Wade's character is.
Everybody except Dave's character is sponsored by Zephyr. Because technically, Dave's character is the only one who's allowed into the academy without sponsorship.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Okay. So 4 or 5.
Because he's an Eladrin, so
Well, yeah, but the thing was, part of my backstory was I actually started out in a military, like a militia or something,
right.
and I had distinguished service, and I was invited to the academy. We haven't quite figured out who invited me.
So it could be Zephyr. Is there another military instructor on campus?
Oh, there's several.
But apparently, Zephyr gave me his staff.
He gave you a
Ah.
A staff from him.
yes.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna try to do the spell points for these characters too, or at least some of us
Yeah.
are.
Yep.
I am not.
Yes,
Uh-uh.
you will have to track that manually, but yes, I will allow you to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, it did not update my token. Shoot.
So yeah, I don't know how. I guess so far we're just classmates. Beyond
Yeah,
that,
like
I don't know you
Pretty
guys.
much.
Right.
You've done a couple of forays out into the Feywild. Nothing significantly serious. You find like a couple of people's lost blink dogs and stuff like that.
It's Ted from math class.
But yes, at this point you have graduated. You all have your uh, little writs that allow you to essentially keep what you find or capture in the Feywild.
Cool, cool.
Um, and these writs, by the way, are uh, endowed upon you in a magic fashion, so there's no piece of paper per se.
Right. Cool.
Where's my diploma?
Mm.
I only got this cardboard tube box thing. That's
Um, Tony,
Yes.
about the Whisper in Short Pro, I kind of put it in chat, but it's kind of hard to read. The Sprites Whispers thing, is that every time I release an arrow, or is that like a specific require like limit?
Hang on. Let me look at it.
I'm assuming it's disadvantage, but
Right.
Let's see. Uh,
but I thought every time might be overpowered, so I figured I'd ask you.
which one is this? The
It's Sprite's Whispers. Upon releasing the arrow, the Whisper and Bow produces ethereal whispers that disorient the target momentarily, potentially causing a brief distraction or confusion and hindering the enemy's next action.
that is only applies to your first attack per
Okay.
target.
First attack per target. Got it. Cool. So I was going, I don't think it's every time, because otherwise
No.
I'd be like, why did Tony give me something so powerful at the beginning of the game?
I mean, it's still pretty powerful.
It's still powerful, but it has a limit now.
like by level 5. At most, it sounds like at most you can only affect 2 people at once.
Yeah.
And I guess my question is it just on the first time they get hit period, or is it like it resets on each round?
No, it's the first time they get hit. Period.
Okay.
Once they have experienced the effect, that effect will never affect them ever again.
Got it. Cool. Figured I'd ask before,
No,
like, I try and do it. Yeah.
Good question.
'Cause
Yeah, I figured as we use these items, there's gonna be a lot of
yeah.
defining it and possibly adjustments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't asked anything before because most of mine had a specified limit or
Sure.
were things that were passive things. But then I looked at Sprite's Whispers and I'm like, oh, that might be a point where I need to ask. So. Cool.
Yeah, it was actually kind of fun making the Feywild magic items.
It looks like they were fun to make.
Well, there was in the books, at least the ones that I have. There's not like Feywild specific magic items.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, it's an entire world. It's gonna have its own unique stuff.
Have it, like the way the armor look is not even gonna look the same.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, like, and even just looking at where you're at right now, you know, there is fairy light, or I shouldn't call it fairy light. There is Feywild magic light that is flitting about uh, the city square, or in this case, the city circle.
Good, good.
Oh, shoot. Gotta figure that out.
I, has anyone been keeping track of one D&D?
No.
Nope.
No, I'm just
A bit,
curious.
a bit. Why? Besides the fact that they're looking to sell uh, Wizards of the Coast over to Tencent.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Hasbro is looking to divest themselves of. I can't tell if it's the D&D licensing yet or if it's all of Wizards of the Coast. But right now, the prime buyer is Tencent.
I have a funny feeling that they want that and it might get blocked.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I think it would be good for Wizards.
It would, but Tencent is kind of on a watch list right now.
I mean, but
Yeah,
truthfully,
so
Wizards probably cranked out some of their best stuff when they were a solo company, not part of Mattel or Hasbro or.
No, I did not save.
yeah. All right. Da 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 da.
Hmm.
So yeah, so basically now we just need to know what the hell's going on with Wade eventually.
Yes, Wade's character's kind of standing there with a puzzled, pain, but uh, odd look on his face, going, I can see through my hand.
He found the brownies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Mm.
Yeah, I'm still actually very curious as to the personality type that Wade's going to apply to his
Mhm.
character.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, and I don't know if everyone is aware of this, but just in case you aren't, I am planning to make this character kind of a talker. So
Hooray.
not just stat wise, like personality wise.
Imagine
Hooray.
that.
Sometimes it ends up being like that. This time it's
Yeah.
planned.
Sorry.
I'm intending to make this character a Chihuahua.
What?
Down, girl. Down.
I managed to get myself to act like that.
Oh, why aren't you just a little kitten then instead of Chihuahua?
Because being a Chihuahua sounds like more fun.
Also, a hell of a lot more annoying.
Yes. Eric has loosely agreed to be the only character that can control mine.
Now the question is, are you a blink chihuahua?
For some odd reason, the color red glows for her. That might explain why she listens to my characters is always always dressed in red.
Yes.
I was like, hey, is that a red button? Yes, it is. Poke.
Well, that means
Hey.
Weasel's going to start finding all kinds of red stuff to give to her.
Well, I mean, like last game, Fate. What? Not Fate. Oh, she was the red button pusher.
My turn.
I think he's like. I think I did a good job with that, Tony. How many times did he get possessed?
A few.
I just was waiting for everyone's approval before I pressed the red button, but that.
It's okay. You took you took your turn being the red button pusher.
With Gorzugi or not Jarlin.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are still way better than I don't know if Dave or Eric, if you were in any of the campaigns, but we had the one guy who's like, you guys were told explicitly not to pull the lever in the pyramid, and he pulled the lever in the pyramid, which unleashed the dragons.
That wasn't. I don't remember that one. You, Dave?
We actually were playing that in Roll20. Was it Roll20?
It would have been Roll20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I was here when we transferred to Foundry, so.
Yeah. I remember, if you remember JJ from Australia, he was a red button pusher as well. Like, I'm just gonna attack the Kraken and see what happens, and he ends up killing the Kraken.
Critical
I'm
hit.
going.
No,
actually.
Had like 3 critical hits in a row. And one of them was decapitation of the Kraken.
Yep. And his name kept changing. It was always like Dragon Killer, Kraken Killer. Like every time he killed something more mightier than the last, he would change his name on Roll20.
Hey, a little something from this game is, could the assumption that since I am foreign to this land, could the assumption be that I'm a crippled fairy when people first see me? That somehow I was born without wings?
Are you tiny? Well, not tiny. Are you small?
I am small.
Okay.
It's a halfling.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'll say that's. Yeah. You can present yourself in a way that would be the first impression.
It was just like me trying to envision myself in this world. Would I be interesting? Well, no, because right now
Of course, most of the people in this world are immediately going to recognize you as the halfling that you are.
Oh, okay.
But people who are not from the Feywild would fall for that.
Oh, okay.
So, like Malamber.
Malamber.
Yeah, Malamber is the other wizard who is a friend of Zephyr's.
Ah, yes. Yes, okay. Okay, and they can immediately recognize me as a halfling. I thought it would be the other way around. Like anyone not from the Feywild would be just like, that's a halfling.
be small enough as a fairy in order to climb into
Well,
the ear canal of
no,
giants?
no. That's maybe another thing.
Of a giant.
Giant
Yeah.
is what I was like. What?
I mean, technically, you can also make yourself smaller. You have that ability.
That is true. You're right. Okay, I'm gonna. I was looking through the bullet points that I'd added for what I was as my notes for what to write for the full rewritten out stuff, and I think I added any potential bullies quickly learn the dangers of making enemy of someone small enough to punch one in the eardrum.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, so you fly into their ear and just start squeaking.
I can see it now. One giant walking up to the other giant. Is there something in my ear?
As
Get a
you're just
stick.
firing off air.
Get a stick. Poke it out. This character's got to make a whole bunch of dex saves.
I mean, I have advantage
Yeah, because they can't
Yeah.
see you.
now.
Yeah, I mean,
At least.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the other aspect is the other giant is gonna have to make some like Constitution save as you poke a stick into its ear.
Well, I mean, like more. I imagine a very small stick.
Well, no, you gotta imagine this though. We all have probably pushed that God
Q-tip.
Q-tip a little bit too far before.
I have not, but I have not stuck Q-tips in my ears.
Yeah. Tony, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep. You're like, if it's like half, like if it's just like a little bit too far, it hurts. And the smaller it is, the more likely you are to bypass. But that can make for some interesting things. That'd be an interesting combat. Trick yourself going inside a monster's ear.
Yeah.
Well, if she can, then I can too.
Well, she has large enlarged reduce.
Oh, is that only on herself?
Yeah, I think I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I
it's
think so. I don't have it yet, but I would have it. I think
Yeah,
fairly soon.
it's a race thing, not a class
Yeah,
I understood
Yeah.
that.
but I think I don't get that until later.
thing. Let me see. I'll check real quick. It's real soon, relatively speaking, by
Yeah,
level.
yeah.
It's real quick.
No, I know.
Oh, it's like
third
5.
level.
It's
Yep.
5.
I was like, it's either third level or
5.
Yeah.
5.
A third level is fairy fire. Fifth level is enlarged reduce.
okay, fairy fire.
Yep.
But by 5, you have second level spell slots too. So
Yeah.
so I guess half of us can't see in the dark again. So that's a thing.
Yeah. Hooray!
I mean, I can fix that fairly quickly though.
Mm-hmm.
What,
Myself.
Well, on the
what are
positive
you
side,
going to
most
use?
of the Feywild is rarely dark.
Hooray! Hooray!
Mm.
Now, how are
That
you gonna
is
fix
awesome.
it?
It's like most of the Feywild is, as you said, not dark. What parts are dark, Tony?
Caves, I would assume. There's buildings.
No, it's like what parts of the Feywild are dark, Tony? This is pertinent information because it might be a danger spot.
Well, yeah, let's just say there might be some areas in the controlled by the Winter Feylord.
Mm.
Like if we have Unseelie in this game, that's gotta be a problem too with darkness. Oh.
Minimum
Oh
size
no!
for
Oh no! Tony, you're mean. Oh, you're mean.
minimum size for tiny is 1 foot.
Do you remember what my shield does?
Off the top of my head, no.
It produces darkness.
Oh,
Oh, that's right. That was part of the Shatterkai nature.
Yeah. And it can produce a real big area of darkness.
Uh huh.
well, it's magical
Noted.
darkness, so it's not like we would have saw through it.
See, there is a caveat to that. It's magical darkness, yes, but ally Fey or those that have like Fey ancestry to them can see. But I'm pretty sure you still require dark vision.
Okay.
So technically, while Hannah character is a Fae, Tony, would she be able to see because she's a Fae, or would she not be able to see because she doesn't have dark vision?
She would be able to see.
Okay, there we go. So
Okay.
Cool. Uh,
does do does the halfling have Fae
no,
blood in them?
no.
You're gonna have fun in the dark.
Yeah.
Quite.
Wade's character also would not have.
Oh, he doesn't?
Well, I should take that back. I need to find out what his 1/4 part is.
Oh my gosh.
Because he's Hobgoblin, he's not Fey.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh.
Let's see.
Are they not
Any info? It does say hobgoblins trace their origins to the ancient courts of the Feywild.
If
That
you're
might help.
going with Mordenkainen presents Monsters of the Multiverse, I think most of the goblinoids got the Fey trait.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like literally, one of the abilities is called Fey Gift.
Yeah, Fey ancestry also.
Yeah, and Fey ancestry. So he's covered. So
Yeah.
the druid.
Yeah. I had no Fey in me.
Yeah, the reason why I love the ability just because it's not an offensive ability technically. It's a defensive ability.
Yeah, of course. I'm just stating, okay, interesting. So there'll be times where it's just I'm firing in the in blindness.
That's when someone needs to pick you up and carry you somewhere.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Or I'm one. Please stretch my beast shaping that I can turn into the unsentient Fey.
Unfortunately, it's Wild Shape's pretty clear on what you can turn into.
Yeah, it is.
It's like beast. Uh, Inventory.
Yeah, I don't even think there's that many unsentient Fey. No, I would be that there would be even a chance of.
Yeah, this is gotta be rough for you.
Alrighty. So I will never be able to see until I get like tremor sense or something.
Kinda, yeah. Whenever I activate it, yeah.
Or if you find. I think there's a couple of pairs of glasses that'll see through it.
No, the glasses don't see through magical darkness.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought True Seeing did.
True Seeing does, I believe. But
Yeah, that's like
yeah,
the.
there is like a lens or something like that. But yeah,
Sure.
the one I was thinking of is the goggles of night, which are not.
I do not believe True Seeing sees through magical darkness.
Oh, okay.
It is not an illusion. It's an evocation.
Oh, darkness is an evocation?
Correct.
Oh no!
Just like you wouldn't be able to see through fog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a true sight cannot see through fog cloud either.
Yeah. Oh, but
Yeah.
True Sight does says you can see through magical darkness. Like it
Oh,
literally is.
yeah, all right. If
Yeah.
it specifies it, then yeah.
Yeah, it specifies it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So True Seeing gives you True Sight, or anything that gives you True Sight.
Sure. So.
Fun tip: True Sight cannot see through Shadow of Moyle.
Yeah.
Because it's not darkness, right?
Yep, shadows obscure you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a lot of people think it's darkness. It doesn't say anything about darkness.
I do love the moment of I cast blindness on the god. I guess he lets it happen, but he sees through it with his true sight. Would he? Is he using his eyes to see? Yes. This isn't an illusion. Yeah. He's
Yeah,
blind. Yeah.
yeah. That would be real. That's real weird. I was like, yeah, blindness takes out your true sight, because for the most part, doesn't do anything to blind sight though.
Of course. The only time I've ever cast Deafened was when I was when I was assassinating someone who was sleeping right next to them.
All right. So does anyone have any questions about the lore while we're here, or any other lore?
Or any of the helper characters that you're familiar slash friends with.
Right, right.
Let's see.
Let's
Is
see.
Quill right? Quill, the awakened porcupine, is
Hedgehog, yeah. Hedgehog
yeah,
is
a
Hedgehog.
hedgehog.
Oh, there he is. Okay, and then there's Weasel, the giant rat,
Yep.
who's in love with our fairy.
Yes.
And who's the guy next to him?
I think that's Winston, the
Oh,
clumsy
okay.
clumsy
Oh
prince.
yes, that's right. There's a clumsy prince.
All right. All right.
That they essentially have kicked out of the palace because he causes catastrophes.
Interesting. Interesting.
Where is Melamber here?
No.
Okay.
So we got Quill, Malamber. Okay.
Winston. I'm assuming the lords of the Feywild are gotta be here somewhere. Not like pictured right now, but
You will not find them in Yarlass.
interesting. I thought they'd be there for the graduation for some
Why
odd
would
reason.
they? Just a school.
Yeah. I mean,
A
the only one
prestigious.
who might be there would be the Summer Lord.
Summerlord? Okay.
The Emperor.
The Emperor would visit. Okay.
Yes. He likes to make sure that his subjects know that he is the Lord of the Summer Fae.
He is wild magic incarnate. That's
I
pretty
mean,
much
now
what
you.
that's pretty much what I have as my description of him. Is he's pretty much wild magic incarnate.
Yes, he visits, but not by his by choice.
He's like unbelievable potential, but can't really tap into it.
Except by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right. Now I'm just imagining he was teleported. He was just trying to teleport a short distance and teleported right here, and everyone just assumed he meant to.
Yeah, he's gotten very good at when he does his face step. And if he appears somewhere he didn't plan on it, it's like he has learned to act casual.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, yes, I meant to appear inside the fountain, but I don't wish to be here anymore, so I'm going to walk out of it.
Yes, this was all on purpose. Everything is going to plan. My plan. That's someone else's plan.
oh. And that's the only reason he is attending the academy's graduation.
trying to think of what else I need. Or okay. Mm, oh, oh, oh. Hmm. What you got, Hannah? I
I,
said, what you got?
I'm just trying to make decisions on. Doesn't really matter, but it matters to me.
That's how it normally goes. You're like, it's not that important, but it's important to me.
Mhm.
Uh,
Like, I want, for mechanics reasons, I want to eventually get the keenness of the stone giant ability, but because dark vision.
Because dark vision.
But that means I have to rationalize it in my backstory. So, but
Well, hello, Screamy.
and then I can finally start writing the part where I meet you.
Yeah.
And nearly murder some children.
Sometimes.
And possibly write about that one thing I don't know. Did you like the idea of us one time showering together because we didn't realize we were actually different genders?
I kind of like that weird accident. This also sounds like something a fairy would do as well, so I'm down for it. She's making a note of this.
Oh, I have this in my head the entire time.
Okay.
I'll make a note of it though.
Oh. So Dave, out of curiosity, what's your character's personality like?
Still kind of fleshing it out, but he's definitely a military man.
So are you going for more of like the more serious, no nonsense type of person?
Looking that way.
Not
Are
gonna
you familiar?
be the Bill Murray in Stripes?
No.
Ooh. So we have the straight man, we have the wild card, we have a negotiator. What about you, Ben? What's yours? Knowledge seeker. I don't hear Ben. Either that or I didn't go through.
Okay, sorry. I suppose the knowledge seeker. Though I'm not that intelligent. I'm mostly like, the naive.
He wants to see new places.
The explorer.
The explorer, yes.
There we go.
I don't actually care much about the history, more about what's happening now.
Mm. And then we have no idea what Wade's character is gonna be like.
Uh,
It's just been kind of like an unfortunate timing with him and starting this up.
Yeah.
Like either there was fun. It sounded like mostly fun things that he had to go do, and then today, I hope he's not in too much pain.
I mean, he's reportedly high right now, so.
Yeah. I've got
yeah,
him on
with
some
his.
significant narcotics.
And then when I was telling it to my friends, they were just like, "Oh, he's getting the forced sounding."
The what?
Forced ascending, I think he's.
Sounding.
Oh,
Oh. Oh god.
I'm just laughing at. I want to know how high he is right now. That's actually kind of curious.
Uh-huh.
Actually, if he's fortunate, he's asleep.
Yeah.
This is very true.
That's very, very
They
true.
worded that he has fasted and is just in too much pain after, or is he
Oh.
still working on it?
Well, see, well, if he's past it, he's out. Because like from what I've been told, it it takes a while to recover.
Alrighty.
I don't quite know. My uncle, when he had one, he couldn't pass it, so they had to surgically remove it, and that took a while to recover from. But
Hmm. Well, by a while to recover, as in if he passed it, he's got to need like a day or two.
yeah, no, my uncle was like bedridden for like a month, but that's because they had to surgically remove it, which fucks with a lot more things.
Yeah, that's a fairly invasive surgery.
Yep.
Because the first thing they have to do is figure out where it's at.
Oh. All right. So, and did you add any new lore that we need to be aware of, Tony? Since you've been tinkering.
Nothing that you would be aware of right now.
Gotcha. So you did more backgrounds, like like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Oh, I need to add that. I add curiosity. Are there gotta be fey dragons? Not like fairy dragons, but like fey dragons in this realm. I know you mentioned something about like a Frankenstein monster, but
So the short answer is probably. Uh, yes, there will be. Dragons.
Yeah, fey dragon.
Why do you want Bay Dragon?
Because my character likes dragons and wants to be a dragon rider.
Oh, okay.
Why?
You better shrink yourself down if you're going to be riding one of those fairy dragons.
Yeah, no, that's why I was specific with fey dragon, not fairy dragon.
Well, the only
No.
fairy dragon I know of is a fairy dragon.
Now I'm just imagining you getting ridden by a fairy dragon.
He's not a bard. He's not a bard.
Not a bard yet. Oh, let's see.
Tony, at some point, I really need to send you some information about the backstory just to see how it fits in. I really need to send you something.
That's fine.
I mean, if you got some of it written out, you can always send it. You'd be like, "This is incomplete."
Well, it's not really written out per se in a coherent stream. It's just like I have ideas, and it's just like I shouldn't go further until I clear with Tony.
Yeah, just send them anytime. I'll work them out as I get time.
Well, like I said, the one thing I did check with you already was the Tresem, and I think I kind of told you it's more of a, it's not an actual Tresem, it's like a Fey spirit
Right.
that's the form it takes, and that's the only form it takes.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Okay.
And then we did the whole feet thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, and I think I already covered with you about the items. Like I had a bunch of questions on the staff you gave me, but I think we covered all that already.
I believe so.
Yeah.
If not,
Oh,
it's no big deal.
one thing on the staff, you said number 3, the third bullet is a bonus action cantrip. Is that is it's just bonus action cantrips, or is it so many times per day? I don't think we answered that one.
So read to me how I worded it, if you don't mind.
Yeah. You worded it as infused with the essence of Bladesong, the staff augments the Eladrin's spellcasting abilities. While wielded, it magnifies the potency of their spells, particularly those harmonizing with swift movements, allowing seamless transactions between melee combat and magic. In the note, when I questioned you about this, where'd it go? You wrote down the third section gives you and additional bonus action to cast cantrips. Now, if it's just a bonus action to cast cantrips, like I don't really have any bonus action cantrips. In fact, I think almost all the bonus action cantrips are cleric spells or divine spells.
Well, the only one I can think of is what is it?
Well, we're talking about like sanctuary, healing word.
Oh, I thought those weren't cantrips. I thought those were first levels.
Yeah, there's no bonus action cantrips. Period.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
Shillelagh.
Oh, Shillelagh. You're right. Shillelagh.
So
Yeah, Shillelagh is.
Here's what I'm going to say is it this will actually allow you to cast any cantrip as a bonus action.
Oh.
Oh, okay. How, is that like just period, or is there limited usages?
Nope, that's just period.
Oh my god!
Oh, sweet. That's amazing.
You need to go re-choose your cantrips.
No, not really.
You got not True Strike. Was it Blade Ward? Blade Ward real useful now.
Yeah, Bladewood will be when I pick it up, but at the moment, maybe I could drop Shocking Grass for. I could drop Shocking Grass for Blade Ward. Blade Ward's pretty good for that.
Yeah, I was like, the only reason Blade Ward doesn't really work well is because it doesn't last long enough and it takes an action.
Yeah.
Same with True Strike. Honestly, True Strike does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So you want to be? Is it? But does True Strike affect one attack or all attacks? That's my
One
question.
attack.
One attack.
Yeah, but I don't have 2 attacks until level 6. And just adding advantage to one of those is still a huge bonus.
It
Yeah,
is
for a free thing.
The other really bad thing about it, True Strike, is its concentration.
Yeah,
that is true, but it goes away, doesn't it, or does it stick around?
Once you use it up, but usually you can't do both.
So I can't be hasting myself and then True Strike every round. Is what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
But you can, like normal, True Strike and then attack immediately.
Yep.
Not even other than disabling a former concentration, it no longer is an issue.
Yeah, but so Yeah, I mean it's real good.
Yep.
It's, yeah, Blade Ward. I think it's still a little bit better.
Yeah, especially in the beginning.
You know, especially with if you're gonna go the wait. No, you're not doing Blade Singer anymore, are you?
I am totally doing Blazinger still.
Okay, okay. I thought you were thinking about doing Scribes for some odd reason.
No, I was thought about it. I keep waffling back and forth, but after he made the item, it's just like, well, I don't want to make him remake anything, so I'm just gonna stick
However,
with Blazinger. So
and however, now that you can cast Blade Ward as a bonus action,
yeah,
yeah.
that's gonna be pretty powerful.
So, yep. Now, yeah, yeah. So you got a good balance right there.
And then just the absolute firepower of just an attack spell and a ranged attack cantrip.
Hmm. Yeah. Flexibility. It gives your character a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, because I can, I can do like a booming blade and a blade ward, and right
Mhm.
now instead of just waiting until you know level
Yeah.
3 or 2.
Hmm. Is Booming Blade a concentration?
It is not.
Yeah. So you can combine True Strike and that.
Yeah, I think blade ward's still better than true strike.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in the mix of things, and especially being a squishy wizard, yeah.
What bonuses does your displayed dance do again?
Gives me
Defensively.
intelligence modifier to AC.
Okay.
I think a little extra movement on there too, but
Yeah, extra movement and a few other things.
Yeah. Thank you.
na 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 na.
Also increases my constitution saving throw for maintaining concentration. And I already have resilient con, so it's a pretty good roll currently.
Yeah, like you won't technically you
Yeah.
won't need Warcaster.
I'll probably still get Warcaster at some
Yeah,
point.
but it's not like it's no longer required at or like you know how you need Resilient or Warcaster a lot of times. This one is like, oh, this is just gonna be like icing on the cake when you get that.
Right.
Well, that the
Especially,
actually cast spell would be pretty good though.
yeah, that's the
Mm,
biggest thing. One thing
that
that
is
made me
true.
start looking into.
Yeah, because you're gonna basically use like Booming Blade or something like that on someone going by.
Mine has no combat potential. My little gift.
I mean, technically, I don't even have to use Booming Blade if I remember right. Let me just look that up real quick.
It could be a single target spell, I believe, as well. But like,
Yeah, it can be a single target spell.
yeah.
Yeah.
Only reason why I mentioned Blooming Blade is because if someone's running by you, you immediately proc that secondary effect.
Yep. The other thing, though, is since I'm using a staff as my main weapon, uh, it's also going to allow me to pick up something like Polearm Master.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Woo. You got some interesting combos because of this weapon.
Yep.
I guess, Tony, do any of these weapons have like pluses to them? Like, are they like a +1, +2, or anything of that sort, or are they flat rate right now?
Right now
They're
they're all
great. They're
Um,
great.
I'm guessing your intent behind these is they're going to be leveling up with us as well, most likely, because a lot of these bonuses are going to be really hard to give up. But at some point, if they fall behind
yes.
These are
bonus
tunes.
wise,
These are attunement.
yes,
Okay.
all of them are attunement, and Tony, you said yes to they grow with us.
Yeah, also correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I love weapons that grow with you. I am a huge fan of that.
Well, I mean, if you remember right, in 3.5, they had a whole book called Weapons of Legacy. I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, see, my problem is I never played 3.5.
Well, there's a book they came out with called Weapons of Legacy
Mm.
that basically gives rules and point spends to for people to design their own item that grows
Mhm.
with them. So, like, as they accomplish stuff and level up, they get points to put into purchasing abilities for a magic item. So,
Yeah, so yeah, that sounds neat because that's this. Because I think was it Mercer tried to recreate that in his Critical Role.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but I kind of figured that was like came from something else. What'd you say? What were you guys say, Tony? Sorry.
Yeah, at one point, while I was constructing this, I had strongly considered about pulling the 1E list of cantrips over.
1E cantrips. Wow.
I have no idea what those look like.
So I also heard something interesting because you mentioned talk about bringing earlier spells back. Is someone posited a question like, here's an interesting idea, like have your main villain be a lich, but liches are functionally immortal, right?
Mm.
Well, what if it's so old that instead of the spells being the standard 5e spells, it knows spells from previous editions of D&D?
That's,
It
yeah.
it knew a time when Stone Skin prevented all damage as opposed to just granting resistance.
Right.
Things like that.
That sounds complicated when the spell when two with different editions spells definitions collide.
Well, that's the point. Is
Yeah.
the older one overwrites the newer one
Uh.
So
because he was old enough to know the original, more powerful arcane version of that spell.
Isn't that kind of delve into the like 10th level spells as well? Because I thought 9th level spells weren't the highest in D&D lore.
and 1E ninth level was the cap.
I
Was
think
it?
ninth level was all of them. I think
Yeah.
there was fake 10th level spells that were designed for high like god level
Gods. Yeah.
monsters,
Right.
but they weren't available to players unless the DM did it.
But a lot of the cantrips in 1E were things like Harry and not. Harry, you could make somebody's hair grow like a couple inches.
Ah.
Knot would tie simple knots into things.
Ah.
Those two cantrips have actually, in 1E games, become legendary for blinding your opponents.
Oh, right.
Because you grow their eyelashes and then you use knot to tie their eyelashes together.
I have heard of that. And that's when everything ends up with tremor sense and blind sight.
Yeah. Well, and obviously they didn't carry those particular cantrips forward, but it was they were simple, the so-called simple spells
Hmm.
that could be maximized for effect.
With some creativity.
Oh, so like 3.5 chill touch. A one touch level deals 1d6 damage and 1 strength damage.
Oh,
Oh.
so it lowers your ability score down.
Yep.
Yes.
Is it permanent or is there like a time limit on it?
If I remember, strength damage had to be restored certain ways.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like restoration of
Yeah.
some sort.
Yep.
Oh, and Raven Field it was 1d6 plus 1 per 2 levels of strength damage.
What the?
Yes, 1d6 plus 1 per 2 levels of strength damage. So if you upcast it, or if you cast it at higher levels, it does 1d6 plus 1 for every 2 levels you cast it up.
That
Of strength damage.
soon you can't move, basically.
Yep.
This is where the wizard comes into play.
Right. Hmm.
And the so-called
Oh.
legendary actions in 1E were, or legendary artifacts in 1E were truly
Oh, glitter dust was so much fun. I forgot about glitter dust. Blinds creatures and outlines invisible. It's basically fairy fire, but different.
But it has
Blinds.
But it has blindness.
Yes.
Oh my god. Well then. Ah, that's insane. I see a mute
Oh, I
icon.
forgot. You don't upcast spells. I totally forgot. It's not upcasting spells. So Raven Feeblement is a first level spell. It'll always take a first level slot. However, the higher level you are increases what that spell does.
Yes.
So it's
Well,
not.
what
It
the
wasn't
hell?
based upon your spell level you cast it. It was based on your caster level. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
That gets nasty. That gets nasty real quick.
Well,
Yep.
and in 1E, wizards were way more powerful. They had way
We're
more spells.
weren't wizards like kind of how they are now, but like far more snowbally. Like in the beginning, if you could just get past that little bit of levels, and then you would just take
Oh,
off. That's what I heard.
I also forgot blindness deafness was permanent in
Hell,
3.5.
You
It
just
didn't have
shut
a
out their
timer.
eyes.
It was literally permanent unless
You
magic
just
was used to heal it.
you destroyed their eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, typically, if in first ed, if you manage to get a wizard to 5th and 6th levels, um,
you were golden.
well, I mean, there wasn't a whole. You could easily take on dragons.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah. Third level dispel magic cancels magical spells and effects. No rolls, just does it.
Yep.
uh,
Makes me wonder why it wasn't parties of only wizards. But then I remember that they would die.
you gotta get to level 5 and 6.
Well, usually, magic missile was always good. Um, right up until you got fireball and lightning spells.
Mhm. I remember lightning bounces in older edition.
Yep.
Yep.
That I heard.
Oh yeah, here's the lightning bolt, which is a third level spell. Electricity deals 1d6 damage, 1d6 a level of damage. So if you're 5th level, it deals 5d6. If you're 20th level, it does 20d6.
It bounces.
Same with fireball. Yeah.
And I remember lightning bolt bounces, so you can possibly cause that creature to take that damage again.
Yep.
Am I remembering that correctly?
Off the ricochet, yep.
So what was the HP like in those editions?
So,
Oh no. Lightning bolt bounced in 2nd edition, not 3.5. It still stopped at 3.5. It was 2nd edition it bounced.
um, so if you went by the rules, you started off at a much lower hit point. Um, I mean, I had a wizard who had 1 hit point.
Don't sneeze at me. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
It's where those jokes of wizard takes 1d4 points of humiliation damage and then they die.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, yeah, even a 5th level, 6th level wizard in 1E could potentially not even have 10 hit points.
right. So when you see a D10 get rolled, a wizard gets real nervous.
Yeah.
The spell that I heard that I wish they would bring back, and this is when I was first playing, like first started playing, and there was a kind of at least with some people I was playing with were complaining about that Miracle did not make it over to 5e.
So cloud kill for 5th level. It just flat out kills anything with 3 hit dice or less. 4 to 6
So
hit dice, save or die. 6 plus hit dice take con damage. Forgot about that one.
So this is why they smooth things over with 5e because of how complicated they get with that.
Oh, I also forgot teleport. Instantly transport you as far as 100 miles per level.
Yeah.
Wielding. Hannah, what are you doing?
The town
Oh,
seems
hey,
right, my
dominate
backstory.
dominate person has only one saving throw,
Mhm.
and you dominate that person 1 day per level.
Yep.
Mm.
Dominate spells were actually kind of the bomb in earlier editions.
Yeah, I always felt like dominate enchantment spells are. I almost feel are more evil than necromancy.
I mean, technically, yeah, because if you could get the person to do something. But my understanding also is
Well, and it made vampires way more
very scary.
powerful.
Oh,
in
yeah,
older
here's the
editions.
other part. It's like you have to spend at least 1 round concentrating on the spell each day. Otherwise, the subject receives a new saving throw.
Just new saving throw.
But that's only if you do not
Do
concentrate
not.
for 1 round the entire day.
So that's why enchantment spells are pretty much the redheaded stepchild in 5e right now is because they got nerfed pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
was
there's
thinking
there's
for
some game
the
enders like hypnotic pattern, but that's like not the norm. Sorry, Dave.
I was trying to find the stone skin, but I'm not finding it for some reason.
It's a 3.5 thing.
Oh yeah, there was a stone skin in 3.5.
Let's see. I found something. Something about warded creature gains resistance to blows, cuts, stabs, slashes. The subject gains damage reduction 10 backslash adamantine.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That was when it was doing damage reduction. Maybe it was in
yeah.
second ed that it was a full immunity.
Oh, once the spell. Oh, this is what you're talking about. An upcast. So it does.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have cast. It's It's
Oh,
based upon your
yeah,
caster level.
level. So it maxes
10.
out to 150.
Yeah.
For
That's
fun,
what you're
or
talking about. If you can't get past 150,
150 damage. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Otherwise, it ignores it, and it doesn't dissipate.
Okay. So second edition Stone Skin was the really good one. The
Right.
spell blocks 1d4 attacks plus 1 attack per 2 levels of experience the caster has achieved.
Mm.
The limit applies regardless of attack rolls and regardless of whether the attack was physical or magical. For example, Stone Spin spell cast by a 9th level wizard will protect him from 5 to 8 attacks. So it literally just totally negates the attacks.
Ah. Sounds like the counter is magic missiles or dispel magic.
Yeah, 3.5 is pretty nasty too in comparison, but
Oh yeah.
and the material component doesn't go away in 3.5's edition. Yeah. So older stone skin's a lot scarier than current stone skin, because current stone skin requires you to have a component that it uses, it eats up, and it's a concentration spell.
Mm-hmm.
While the previous versions, it wasn't a concentration spell and just outright stops damage. I guess up to a certain point, but that certain point's real high. So the 2-1 is you have to be attacked more than 9 times, is what you're saying?
Also, don't forget imprisonment. The 9th level spell was really nasty.
I feel like 5e imprisonment should be a lot stronger. Is it 3.5 the imprisonment you're talking about?
The 3.5 imprisonment. I'm looking at the 5th ed right now just to see what it actually does.
Not nearly as good.
Actually, most of the 9th level spells that I've looked at in 5e, I think should be stronger. But
Yeah.
of course, I also think the dragons in 5e are significantly underpowered.
The problem I have with dragons in 5e is if you play them properly, is a boring ass fight.
I always am surprised when I don't hear you having the dragons cast spells on us. I don't know why.
He has done that before.
Okay.
Actually, he has done that before on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. 3.5 had energy drain.
Yes, it does. I heard about that spell too.
Yeah, I've used that a few times.
Gets negative levels. Gotta love negative levels.
Well, and one thing I will say about 5e is it's actually fairly hard to kill characters in 5e.
After a certain point, it is. Yeah. Like when I was running my games, there was a certain point I just kind of threw creatures at them. You know what I mean? I just stopped. I'm like, they'll figure it out.
Well, in the Saturday version of the game I was running that I just don't have time to run on Fridays anymore. I did achieve a TPK. It was
you killed them?
I killed the entire party. They did manage to pull out like a full party res because one of them was a genie warlock, and I basically said to the genie warlock, the genie's like, "If you give me all the party money, I'll res you all." So yeah, that genie made off with like 20,000 gold. It was ridiculous, but he rezzed them all,
and they're broke as fuck.
Yeah, they were. But yeah, it was literally the boss monster that killed them had 10 hit points left. And they actually almost succeeded in beating it because they had a full healing potion. They threw it on the one person that had Revivify because there's only 2 people left standing at that point. So the one person that there's one person left standing. He had a potion of healing, the one that does the full heal, and he ran up and hit the guy that actually had Revivify. And as soon as he stood up, the boss hits him, and I crit. Just like the first attack was a crit, brought him almost down to nothing again because he didn't have that many hit points. But he's just like. And then I was like, well, that kind of sucks. Well, unfortunately, the boss has a second attack. Crit. I was like, oh, well, I guess it's a TPK now.
It wasn't one of those moments they should concentrate on bringing the boss down over trying to bring someone back up.
No. Unfortunately, they needed to get the other people up just so they could actually. The boss was hard to hit. Remember those little shadow monsters that you had disadvantage to hit like towards the end when we stopped playing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were fighting the boss of that whole thing, and he had the same effect.
So the fight just before we were about to go to, basically.
Yes. And so they had a hard time fighting him, so it was interesting. And somehow I managed to roll 2 crits like at the very end, and they're like, "Oh, well, that's just unfortunate."
Well, hell.
Yep.
Oh,
All right, boys and girls.
All
You gotta
right,
take-
I'll send you some stuff. I got to remember to send you some stuff.
yeah. I'm gonna type up some more stuff and send it to you, Tony.
Okay.
On my I think I'm just gonna type up and then I can just add to it when we can talk to Wade, basically.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good night, Tony.
No problem.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right, good night.
All right.
Night.
Night.
And
I'm gonna have to remember to like offer